Welcome to Super Soul Sisters. My name is Jamila Oluka and you're watching UBC TV Inspiring Uganda. It is such a very lovely day today and I'm so excited because it is a month of women. We celebrate women in all their capacities. As you've been noticing all this month, we've been sending you very beautiful stories of women who have made it, women who have gone through it all, women who have had lows and highs and they are still vibrant and looking elegant and having the seal and the hope. All that you find it here in Super Soul Sisters. But before I delve in and invite our guests, I want to remind you that we have auditions on the 27th and the 28th of this month for the Most Inspiring Story Edition 2025. And this time around, we are bringing the boy child also. So if you're a boy child and you believe that your story is that kind of story that is so interesting, that can bring hope to other children and other youth, please make sure that you get your shoes, dress up and come for auditions on the 27th and 28th, just right here in our premises at UBC TV. I also want to give credit to Fawe for always supporting the girl child and Plan International and all the well-wishers of Super Soul Sisters, not forgetting our dear viewers. Thank you very much for supporting Super Soul Sisters. And for the ladies who are out there, if you believe you have a story that is very interesting, a story that can bring hope, a story that you think it's worth sharing with the world, please visit us at UBC and we shall make sure that your story will be aired right here. For now, we are celebrating women. And when I talk about women, there is a group that is always left out. And yet they are the frontliners in terms of bringing information, distilled news, making sure that you are informed with what is happening within your community and beyond borders. So today we have our ladies from UBC. We are celebrating our women. And you know what? These are women who have given it all for UBC. These are women who have worked so hard to make sure that UBC is where it is today. From radio, administration, engineering, UBC TV, marketing, I mean all departments. We have these ladies who have done it all. In studio here, I have one of my mentors actually. She's called Sarah Mawerere, one of the ladies that you need to meet if you come to UBC and you want to know the history of UBC and journalism. She is the kind of person you need to meet too. So you're most welcome, Sarah.
Thank you.
It is very nice to have you in the show.
It is good to have you also.
Yes.
Here, serving on UBC TV. Though you have the background of radio, I feel happy to see you work on Uganda television.
You know, it is very interesting. Remember when I joined UBC also, you were also still young, I was also still young. Now we have even grown. And in radio, I joined UBC when I was in radio and you were one of the people that I found around. And I was so intrigued. I admired how you used to do, what was that show? News Hour. You would compile stories and the stories come beautifully. You have won awards. And I know that some people out there only see UBC as TV, but they do not know that we actually have a big department in radio. How many radios do you have, by the way?
There are quite many. If I'm to count, we have the old radio, which was Radio Uganda, which is UBC Radio now, with some traditional channels like Red Channel, UBC Butevo, there is UBC West and West Nile. These are just, these are the new stations that were set up country, like the Voice of Bundibujo, Voice of Bundibujo in Bundibujo, then in Ngeya FM in Kasese, there is Bululi FM in Nakasongola, Totore FM in Moroto. Then we have West Nile in Arua. Then we have also our own Mega FM.
Wow, interesting, which I know that people do not know. Now, Sarah, I want you to take us back. How did you come to join journalism and how did you come to work at UBC?
It was not my interest to join or to become a journalist. For me, I was looking up to fields or professions like teaching, because in our family there are so many teachers. Even my own sister I follow, I come after. She is a teacher. We have a nephew a teacher. We have a niece is a teacher. The paternal side, maternal side, there are so many teachers.
Wow.
So I was taking myself for teaching. And guess what? After my high school, which is senior six, I was home. I didn't actually get these like powerful grades that would maybe make me maybe go for a course of my choice. But of course, teaching would still take me. But I was home. Results were back. And here comes a distant relative came home to see us. And he was like, Sarah, hey, congratulations, results are back. How did you score? I said I passed, though I'm not happy within myself. These are not the grades that I expected to get. Said, what are you looking up to now? I said, maybe I want to join and do a course. And he was like which course? I was like, I can go for teaching, I can go for like a business course. Then it's like, how about journalism? I said, journalism? I said, yes. I said, where do I go for journalism? I said, no, let's go to Kampala. Let's go to Kampala, you will study journalism. Do you know being handheld like this? Because I sat my senior six just in Mukono here at Mukono Town Academy. So I was, but after that I went back home. I was staying in Jinja. So I was brought back to Kampala to pursue a course in journalism. I first applied at the Uganda Management Institute. That time it was called the IPA, the Institute of Public Administration, to do a DJ, diploma in journalism. And they were so strict, but after some time, I joined and I did the course. I finished the course, and when it came to time to do internship, the only place I could come to do internship was here. I came to Radio Uganda then. These premises were for Radio Uganda. Uganda Television, the two government institutions, Uganda Television, UTV, and Radio Uganda, were together, but were in separate premises. Like UTV was in Nakasero, the other side where there's a state lunch. Then Radio Uganda was housed here on Nile Avenue. So I came, and when I came, I happened to have a friend with whom we did this course. When we came around, we were brought to the deputy control of programs, or assistant control of programs. His name was the late Aluhaji Abdul Nsereko.
Oh, yeah.
So when we were brought to his office on administrative block down, he asked me, young lady, what do you want to do? You've come, yes. But where is your interest? We have programming, we have news reading, we have TV. Where do you fall? I told him I want news reporting. So he said, news reporting? I said, yes. Then my colleague with whom we came, for her she said, I want to do internship, but in Lusoga. Then
that is what you wanted.
Aluhaji burst into laughter, and the man was just laughing. He said, Lusoga, for you for Lusoga, come with me. You for news reading, news reporting, stay behind. I'm coming for you. Just the man was just impressed. Aluhaji was impressed. Got the lady straight away, took her to eastern section where Lusoga falls. She was taken there. Then for me, he comes back to me and he's like, you want news reading? Yes. He first called the chief news editor then. It was called Mr. Charles Mwanguzi. Said, I have a lady here, I'm sending her to you. She's an intern, she's interested in news reporting. Then he was like, let her come over. And he escorted me, took me there. Do you know? Guess what? On reaching to the office of Mr. Charles Mwangs, Chief News Editor, Radio Uganda, then, before UBC.
Yes.
Because UBC was born just in November 2005. But I joined before, of course, before that. So I came, and when I came, the atmosphere, when I entered, this gentleman was, let me say, for lack of proper word to use, was not welcoming. So when I enter, it's like, yes, young lady, how are you? I said, I'm fine. He said, no. When a bigger person greets you, how are you? You say, I'm fine, thank you.
But he was teaching you etiquette
Yes. So
profession.
timidly, I was like, okay, sir, thank you. Then he asked me about my background, the school I've gone to. So he was like, then you come over. In fact, he offered me a seat. Then he said, come. From his office, where he was operating from, he takes me to newsroom. It used to be called News and Current Affairs section of Radio Uganda. So I am taken. When I'm taken, I'm this timid. I reach news hour. I reach the News and Current Affairs section of Radio Uganda. They were heads. One of them was the late Julius Tinker. Another one was Richard Baguma.
Yes.
And Richard Baguma is still alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Richard Baguma, the one we see.
Richard Baguma. This one is Henry.
Okay.
There is another Richard Baguma. He's common. He's always all over media circles. So these are the guys. I came and the same thing. Hello, gentlemen. Good morning. Do you know what they replied? Ourselves. We are fine. What about you?
I think they were just teasing you.
No, that was the way. It was the way, actually. I think in a newsroom, in a news, when you come, you just have to have this, to be this kind of person who is resilient, strong, just aim. And
focused.
Aim at what you want to achieve. Be focused. And if you're timid, just make yourself to fit in.
Okay.
But
So
otherwise,
after, to cut the long story short, after a long time, did you fit in? How did you start doing? Because by the time I joined, you were also doing programs in radio.
exactly. It took some time for me to fit in, because by the time I joined the News and Current Affairs section of Radio Uganda, there was only one lady. Her name was Miriam Natimba. And this lady, I think, was the only one at the time who could report news in Radio Uganda. Majority of the ladies were in programming, they were presenters, they were producers, they were program officers, like that. But there was one gentleman, very, very stubborn, the late Canary Mugisha. He was this good, very stubborn, but good.
Had vibe.
But you could do, it was good to study him also, to study his moods, to study his ways. But he was such a person, you could be sent to the field to collect news for a story. You come back. This English, the angling, you are failing. Is this person who was approachable? You could go to him and he could tell you, no. Explain to me, what is the function about? What did it go about? What you see? That kind of thing. So it encouraged me. And whenever he could do a story for me, or to guide me to do a story, he says, do it yourself. Then even the English, he tells you this is wrong grammar. You have to do it like this, do it this way, do it this way. I learned a lot during that time.
Interesting. So Sarah, I also want you to, because we are celebrating women, when you joined UBC General, because we are one company, despite the fact that we have different departments. So when you, from the time you joined radio, it's been over a decade now. What can you
Over
give?
20 years.
Over 20 years, 2 decades. So can you explain to us where we are, where we were before and where we are now?
Some women, yes, have elevated themselves. Yes. Yes, they've elevated themselves to a level of being like getting exposed. Some of them I know went back to school because they had the lower grades. Some of them managed to pursue further studies that has placed them in managerial posts. But we still lack as women in this place. Because if you are to look at the higher level, the bigger positions or posts we have here, you may count them.
Yeah.
I think we barely have a woman there. I think we have like a woman or two something as compared to
The
like
other
4 or 5.
gender.
Yes.
Because they said that as women in journalism, we fear to take the bull by the head. We fear to take those hard positions, hard managerial decision-making jobs. So when you look at the way we are at UBC, do you think we are also in that category where we fear to give women, where the management fears to give women to take managerial roles, or there is some disparity in between there?
It has been cultural. Traditionally, you know, women are just coming to the limelight.
Yes.
Women used not to come out to take up these positions like the way you are putting it. The way women are, society has groomed the women, so the girl child, not to be in public so much, not to be this aggressive, to be like men, not to sit at the same table with men. By nature, men are these people who are groomed. They are men. They are supposed to be managers. Yes, they are the ones to take up bigger positions. They are the ones who are supposed to be managers, big managers. The women, we've been brought up, but with this kind of timidness in us that we are just women. So we are just going there. We are still going there. Yes, many women have achieved, but if we are to talk about UBC per se, so many women are not yet there.
Okay, now you've said so many women are not yet there. But at least I know that you've grown professionally. I have grown professionally. There are others who are still struggling. But the other thing I want to know from you, Sarah, you have won so many awards. How did you manage to break that barrier of being able, because I know you won the Mental Health Award for, I think, Best Story. You have been to Netherlands. You have been, I think, to many other countries. You've been to Nairobi on merit without paying anything. So how have you managed to achieve that? A person who did not have interest in journalism and now is here having all these awards to celebrate.
It is self-initiative that I took upon myself to grow in this career, in this field. Because if we are to look back where we are coming from in this institution, I think gone are days when opportunities could avail for so many people, more so women, to take up further studies, to take up courses that would maybe enlighten us further, that could bring us to limelight. It came a time when Uganda Women's Media Association, Uganda Women's Media Association,
Yes.
UMWA, headed by the lady called Margaret Sentamu,
I know her.
who is still heading it up to now, opened up the space for women to get exposed, to get better, to go for further studies, to train. Under so many circumstances, we did train. And this led us to so many other opportunities. As for me, the YC, actually, I went an extra mile to even build up a network of women and so many other people, so many organizations that led me to
Get opportunities.
getting opportunities, but even through people you know, you can get other
Yes.
bigger things
Social
that you did
network.
together. Yeah, that you did.
Social
you did
capital.
Exactly. I always encourage the younger women, because I know where we are coming from, that please let me show you. I show young people, be it women, be it men, I'm this kind of person who is
Because
good.
you have the
Yes,
gene
I went
of
through
being a
it,
teacher,
have
so you
achieved.
want other people to learn.
So because of all this, the space opened up for me, that opportunities were just flowing to me for like competition. Someone you can just, maybe you met in Zambia, can just write to you and say, Sarah, hey, you check, there is this media award coming up. Do you report about gender? Do you report environment? Do you do agriculture? Here's an opportunity.
Very nice, Sarah. Because of time, we cannot go further, but I want you to leave us with a message. As we are celebrating the month of women, what message do you want to give out to our viewers, and also to all the ladies in media and all women in general?
Media is something interesting, some good field that is very, very interesting, because media is a partner in development. Media and all the media channels, this is a conduit. Media is like so many media, so many channels of communication, and you can inform, you can educate, you create awareness, you set agenda, you advocate, you lead people to resources, you lead the people to where they can get resources. So media is just impressive. If you are to join, ensure that you train, get the skill, the proper skill to report well, get the proper skill to do proper media work. But this kind of wobbly work and the quagmire and quack journalism is the one which is pulling media behind.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Then it's if I'm to narrow down again, I take it again to women. That women, if you are up there, think about women. When you are in leadership positions, don't just go to leadership positions to represent only maybe a department, to represent maybe a section.
Please carry the women along.
Carry the women along. Ensure that women issues or gender issues are streamlined along the way. And when you are there, talk gender, talk issues to do with gender. Give chances to women so that they grow their career, so that they contribute to society and to the development of the country.
Wow, interesting. One quote for the day.
Women, let us stand firm to be with men at the table. It is not a friction, not a struggle. Just lobby and talk very well. But first of all, you build your capacity. And when you build your capacity and you have the chance to work like at UBC, bring the chair near where those people are, especially the men. Bring the chair near the men and do work together. But it's not a friction.
Wow, interesting. That one I'll take it home. So to sum it up, Sarah has said that lobby and bring your chair next to men and work together and make sure that you triumph. And also for the ladies, let us build a network that supports the fellow woman. Let's not have frictions. Let's not have setbacks again in lives. We are moving forward, and in 2025 we are saying no more segregation on women, no more leaving the ladies behind as we move towards the agenda 2030. Let us carry women along. So right now I'll go for a break. I'll come back with another exciting media journalist who is a lady as we celebrate the month of women. Welcome back to Super Soul Sisters. My name is Jamila Oluka, and you're still watching us here on UBC TV Inspiring Uganda. Before we bring in our second guest, I want to remind you that we have auditions for the Most Inspiring Story 2025 on 27th and 28th here, just right here in our UBC premises. So if you are a girl who has a story that is inspiring, and also a boy child, we have open opportunities for the boy child, because we do not want to let them we don't want to leave them behind. So if you know you have a story that is very nice, a story that can give hope to others, and it's really, really a genuine story, please come on 27th and 28th, and you will share your story, and you share your story with us here. So today, as I told you, it's a month of ladies, of women, and we are still celebrating the month of women. So as we celebrate, we do not want to leave our own people behind. We want to celebrate these ladies. We have brought another lady. Most of you could be familiar with her face because she works on TV, but she also has a very beautiful story because she has worked both in radio and TV, and she's still working in all those departments. And here is one and only Kazimoto Lorraine. Kazimoto, you're most welcome.
Thank you so much.
Let me start with the statista. How does it feel to sit on the other side?
Actually, it feels different because usually most of the times when I'm talking to people, I'm seated on your side.
On the other side.
And I'm done throwing the questions.
Yes.
So this time around, it's different. Me answering the questions, but I'm in for it.
I would love to be on the other side.
You will one day.
Yes, because you see, it's nice to tell your own stories. They say we love telling our own stories.
That's true.
That's what they say. If you, especially as ladies, if you want a lady to get interested in sitting with you, tell them to talk about themselves, and they'll tell you all the everything. So, Kazimoto Lorraine, how did you even come to join journalism?
You know what, Jamila, first of all, thank you so much for bringing me on your show. I've always watched you after the 8 o'clock news, and I'm like, oh, it's my girl Jamila coming in. So it's an honor to be on the hot seat this evening. So how did I get to journalism? It all started in my senior 6 vacation. And you know, in Essex Vac, you try to look for what to do or what can keep you busy during the vacation. And I grew accustomed to listening to radio. You know, wake up in the morning, do your house chores, and then turn on the radio. And
the radio is mobile, so you can move with it everywhere.
Exactly. So during that time, there was this new radio station that had just opened in Kampala. It was hip, it was connecting with the young people.
Oh, yeah.
So I found out that radio station was around Bukoto. That time I was living in Ntinda with my parents, and I decided to bold myself and walk to that station and ask them, I want to see how you people do things. And luckily, those guys gave me an opportunity. I'll never forget. He's Brian Sabiti. Many people know him as Mackenzie. He gave me that opportunity to, speak on radio, and that was the first time.
And how did it feel?
I felt like a celebrity at that
like
time.
You've got to dine with
like
Jesus.
I've arrived. Exactly. So he gave me that opportunity. Just that opportunity was enough for me to say, you know what, this is what I want to do at the university. And that small experience I had on that radio station just drew me to joining communications, to joining journalism. And that's how I joined UCU and did my 4 years of journalism, mass communication at UCU.
Wow, 4 years.
Yes.
So I remember when you joined UBC, I think I was about a year. 2012, when did you join?
I joined in 2009.
2009. So I actually found you here, but maybe you were still a student.
I was still a student, by the way, at the university.
So, but I think the first time I saw you were working on radio, and then through the years, you have also started working on TV.
Yes.
So, can you share with us the experience of working in radio, first of all, and then you share the other experience of working on TV?
So working on radio is kind of, it gives you an opportunity to be creative. The Lorraine that you see and hear now is different from the Lorraine that I created for radio. And it was my safe space. I grew up a very shy girl. I was not comfortable talking around people. And radio gave me that opportunity to become a different Lorraine.
To go platinum.
The outgoing Lorraine, the loud Lorraine. So my experience on radio, I would say, even up to now, when people meet me, they're like, are you sure that's your age? And I'm like, yes, that's how old I am, but you sound different on radio. I'm like, yes, I want to fit in to our target audience, you get. So it really helped me to open up and to be more confident about myself. Because, you know, radio is blind media, right?
Yeah, it's blind, and
So
it takes a lot of creativity for you to create a picture on the listener outside there.
Exactly. So you know how hard it is to impress, you know, to keep listeners listening to you on radio. So that's what radio, you know, that's the job radio did for me. I became an outgoing person. I became more social, and I was more open to more challenges. Thus, me now joining TV. Because from now blind media, I'm now coming in front of a camera.
Let me take you back. Because I remember I also worked on radio, and then I came to TV.
Yes.
Let's share these experiences. How was your experience the first time sitting there, and then you have to read the news?
My sister.
We want to know, because you see, Laureen, when people see us on TV, I don't want to explain to people how I feel, how my own experience. When I get the opportunity, if someone hosts me, I will.
Yes.
But when I have opportunity to ask another person who has been there, it is very interesting for people to know. Because when they see us on TV, they say, even that one talks badly.
I know.
She's not
they
like
judge
this.
us. Eh?
But I want you to give our viewers the picture. How was it like?
I can assure you it was not easy. Just, you know, seeing the red light and someone giving you the signal that you are live.
Yeah.
You're like, oh no, I think I'm going to faint right now. But my first experience on TV was terrifying. But not as terrifying because I had experience in radio. It wasn't as hard as I thought that, you know, I see others struggling with it now. But this is a new field. Yes, it's still media, but it's a new field. I'm now going to be in front of people. I'm going to be speaking
audio,
to
this
yes,
one is
visual.
They are totally different.
So I was like, okay, the judgment. Is she pretty? Because, you know, people tell you that to appear on TV, you have to be beautiful. There's that stereotype, which is so wrong. People,
they don't they don't get the content. They just want to say, that one looks
she doesn't look good on TV. No, it's just, are you confident? Can you deliver? Yeah. So that is what my bosses at the time saw. They saw the confidence, and they said, no, this girl can actually do something. So my first day on radio, I think I was reading 1 o'clock news. TV. Jamila? Just saying good afternoon and welcome to UBC Lunchtime News. I'm Laureen. I was like, I'm Laureen.
I think you're like feeling all the butterflies.
Yes, oh my God, I felt it. But after the first story, you know, after reading the first story, you tell, how did I do? You know, you ask the guys in the back, and guys would just come in. Wow, where have you been?
And that gave you morale.
That was it. And that's where I took off. And the confidence just kept on growing and growing with experience until now.
So there is this thing that everyone has interviewed you about. And when we are celebrating women, we want to know the challenges.
Yes.
The highs and lows of women. That day the president called you.
Yes.
What really happened? Because some people do think the president does not watch UBC.
Yes. So that time I read a story about the UPDF in DR Congo. And there was something wrong with the footage. And I was the anchor that night. So after the 8 o'clock news, like literally 10 minutes after the 8 o'clock news, I see my phone ringing. And this is a number I'm like, I've never seen before. So I'm like, okay, no worries. So I pick up the phone. Is this Kazimoto? I'm like, yes, this is Kazimoto. May I know who's speaking, please? The person on the other line told me, hold on for Muzei.
And you're like, which Muzei? Is it daddy at home?
I at that time, I'm like, trying to gear up or trying to rest so that I can wait for my 10 o'clock bulletin. I'm like, Mzee, okay. And then when I had Mzee on the other side of the phone, I was like, Ugandans. Like, that was my honest opinion, honestly. And, as the conversation kept on going, I was like, hold on, it's the president on the other line. And immediately, it was just a few seconds, obviously, of sigh of Ugandans. But then I immediately...
It sunk in you.
It sunk in, yes. Yes, Your Excellency. And then he asked me about the story, and I said, yes, Your Excellency, there was a bit of a challenge, but we're going to work on it. If you wait for the 10 o'clock bulletin,
yes,
it will be rectified. I apologize, And we had a brief conversation there, of course, apart from, he asked me how work was. I was like, yeah, work is okay, everything is fine. And he talked like a father. Not scolding and saying, why did that story run?
Yeah.
Why? Because when you hear the president on the other line is asking you about what was run in the news, you're like, my job is on the line.
But he's the president.
Yes.
And he's not there by mistake.
Exactly.
He has a way he handles stuff.
Yes. And trust me, I felt, wow, of all the people in UBC at that time.
It had to be you.
It had to be. And of course, other questions of, how did he get my number? But I mean, he's the president.
So he can get you anywhere.
Exactly.
So anyway, to cut the long story short, I want you to give us your advice to ladies who are out there, who are still joining the media. In just a few seconds, what advice can you give to the young ones, our little sisters who want to join the media?
To my little sisters who want to join the media in this time and era, now is the time. You should start now. Don't wait for, a green light. If that is your passion, I usually tell more so interns who join us here and have internship with us, the first thing I ask is when someone approaches me and says, I want to read news like you, I want to, present like you, how can I achieve that? You have to have passion, dedication, and be open to criticism, positive and negative, and then learn from that criticism or learn from whatever, someone is teaching you. And never hesitate to ask. I always tell people, I even give people my number. Please call me if you need help in anything. Call me. So to the ladies out there, don't fear, because you may feel, oh, there's competition, men, dominating in the industry. No, we are here. You can see Jamila, you can see I, and we've been in here.
Sarah's been here.
Sarah has also been here.
And we still have more people.
Exactly. Get into the system. Get into the industry. You will love it. You will appreciate it. And have the passion. That's number one for me.
So, the icebreaker question that I want to ask you. Many people say as women in media, we are so difficult for marriage. Is it true?
Oh, yeah. Are we? Do I look difficult? Do I look difficult?
So as we celebrate women, as we celebrate the month of women, give them one, at least answer that question. Are we difficult?
No. We are, the mere fact that we did communications, we are the best communicators. Because for a relationship, for a marriage to last, communication is key.
Exactly. And your last quote for the day?
Oh, my last quote for the day is, never give up. No matter the situation, no matter how hard a circumstance is in your life, never, ever, at any one point, give up.
Thank you so much, Kazimoto. It's been nice having you in the show. I wish we could go, and jazz and talk more about how UBC treats us and all that, but we still have other people. But thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you for the transition you've done. We love to talk to women like you who have grown in media, who have been in both sides. Tomorrow I'll see you in parliament or being a minister, and I'm like, that's my girl.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and have a lovely, lovely evening.
Thank you.
So we shall be going for a break, and we'll come back with another yet exciting lady. I told you today we are only having our women from UBC, so that you see that we are not, it's not just me, we have quite a lot. We have tried to gender balance here at UBC. And on the same note, I want to remind you about our pageant that is coming. Please come for the Most Inspiring Story 2025 auditions happening on the 27th and 28th right here in our premises at UBC TV. Welcome back to Super Soul Sisters. My name is Jamila Oluka, and you're watching UBC TV Inspiring Uganda. Before I bring in my next guest, I want to remind you that we have auditions on the 27th and the 28th of this month for the Most Inspiring Story second edition 2025. So if you're a young man, you're a young lady, and you know that your story is interesting, you want to share it with us, please come for auditions right here in our premises on the 27th and the 28th of this very month. And I also want to thank 3Oul Uganda for supporting this initiative, Plan International, and all the other partners, especially the well-wishers, and most especially you, our viewers, for always making sure that you follow our programs, and for giving us advice here and there. This show airs every Wednesday at around 9 p.m. and I repeat on Friday 11 a.m. So if you miss for some reason on Wednesday, you can watch it on Friday 11 a.m. And for some reason, if you miss, you can get us on YouTube, still Super Soul Sisters. But our Super Soul Sisters is written S, and 3 somewhere. I told you we are celebrating our own ladies of UBC, the Super Soul Sisters, the senior ones, the ones who've been here, the ones who have seen it all, the transition of UBC. Some of you who watched UBC 5 years ago, we've been here. And today we are giving back to our ladies. This one is one of the ladies that has worked at UBC. In fact, she has had opportunity to work both here in the main office and also up country. So she has quite a lot to share. And she's one and only Sharita. Sharita, you're most welcome to Super Soul Sisters.
Thank you so much, Jamila.
Yes, you tell us your full names. For me, I'm just used to, whenever I see you in your office, I say, Madam Sharita, and then we start. Good. You are good. So how does it feel to work for UBC?
My name is Anne Sharita. I'm a Mufumbira by tribe. I come from Kisoro. It has been so nice working with the UBC. I have interacted with the different tribes. UBC is a combination of so many tribes all over Uganda.
Even you have me from Teso.
Exactly. So it is surely enjoyable.
So Sharita, yes. I want to take you back. When we are talking around your office and having lunch together, we always talk about so many things, how women are laid back, how we see sometimes. I think there's a day we're talking about these interns who come and you're like, now these ones need to be very active.
Yes.
And you're like, these ones we need to advise them. So for you, the way you've worked with UBC, I think you've worked with UBC for over 10 years.
Yes, please.
What advice can you share with the interns, first of all, because your office is one of those offices that helps to choose which interns come?
Yes, some interns come, they are like, at times self-expression is so much paramount. So some of them come not knowing where they are going. They come when they cannot fully express themselves on what course they are doing. At times they forget, I think because of, I don't know, that is a phobia of expression, something like that. So I've always tried to interact fully with them. I help where necessary, direct if there's a mistake, like in the applications. I've always been there for them, and they have surely appreciated. Most of them call me mommy, others call me auntie, like that. So you even find that even when you meet outside there, they are really happy to meet you.
Yeah.
So at times it's good to really, when like a visitor, when a visitor comes, like maybe a friend to your child comes home, they are meeting you as for the first time. you should always make them feel at home.
Yeah.
So that's what I have always done.
First, tell me, because Anne,
Yes.
I remember when we started 10 years ago, we all came excited and we're working here. But at a certain point, they took you to Buruli.
Yes.
What was the experience working there? Because as a woman, because I know that you had to leave your family here and then go the other side.
Yes.
How were you managing as a woman?
It was surely, it was a very, very bad experience for me. First of all, what I would say, the only advantage that maybe was there, in Burudi they speak Burudi, then there are other languages like Runyankore, Rwandese. So I didn't find it so hard. It was an advantage maybe to know that maybe I can also learn something like a new language outside Rufumbira. So, but being up country and leaving your family here as a woman was the worst experience I got, because my boys were young. I would leave them here in Kampala. I would even fear that in case of maybe something like burning, thieves breaking into the house when they are there alone, something like that. But later on, I talked to the management. They were so sympathetic, and I really thank them. I was brought back.
So now, as a mother, I want you, because we are celebrating the month of women, there could be a mother out there who is struggling with changes, like you're working and then they have to take you somewhere else. What advice can you give first to the mothers when you're separated from your children and family, and then to the employers?
What I would advise mothers who maybe experience the same changes like I did, it is like maybe first of all to first be prepared for any changes. Because for me at that time it came, I was not prepared. I was not. Maybe I would also maybe ask like other institutions or like here, if they are to change, it shouldn't be like abrupt. Maybe they sit you down, ask whether you can manage. You also give your point of views on how you may handle, or even how you would be if there will be like maybe rent, paying for you this and that, like
Benefits.
that. Benefits of transfers. And two, accepting change. Accepting change, because even I was not like this like 10 years back.
And you know, for you working with the media, we have so many different outlets. So they can take you to Bundibujo,
Exactly.
they take you to Buruli, they take you to
Tumbarala, where Bafumbira are now.
Eh.
So they should surely always embrace change. Is not bad. You gain experience. You learn how to deal with different people, different work. Because I remember I used to also present in Rufumbira when I was when the UBC was still here. So I also gained some experience, and I also got other people to know me.
I also know that you do translations, because you are the only person
I also do
who
translations.
speaks very good Rufumbira here.
Yes.
So Anne, working with the media, I know that your office, especially you people who work in admin, you deal with quite a number of VIPs.
Yes, please.
And you direct them, you talk to them, you guide them. And, you know, sometimes I even get challenged. Like, I see you people how always smart, always, you know. How do you people manage to deal with all these kinds of different people?
At times we get challenges. But which challenges? We know we have different issues, like we have different ways of handling, like maybe stress, shortcomings, like maybe you have no money, like you are broke. Someone, like one time a visitor came, as I met them at the door, entrance door. I tried to ask for where they are going. A man was like, "Man, I'm broke. I even don't have transport to take me back home, and you're here asking me."
And then they see this tall, beautiful lady looking very elegant.
Then I was like, does this man know also my situation that I'm going through? But of course, you know, like I said, we have different ways of handling situations and stress. I had to calm him down. I did what I was supposed to do, and the man was happy. You know how fun I can be at times. I'm sure, so I crack a joke even where it is not necessary to make both ends meet. Yeah, so I had to make this man smile again. Yet he had come, like, he didn't know even how he would go back. Yes, other changes, like maybe language barriers. Like someone comes speaking in the Ateso, from someone comes from like Bukedia side or Kumi, wants someone who's like Jamila. Jamila is not around UBC, so you find a challenging thing. But how do I handle? Jamila can call you. One time I called you, remember? I called you to handle certain RD so I'd come.
Yes.
So he came teasing me, speaking in the Ateso. So I was like, sir, I don't understand this. Please try to be flexible. That's how you called and you helped out. So such kind of things are there, but we've managed to handle accordingly. Yes.
That said, I would like to ask you as we wind up, what advice can you give young ladies who are there, women who have given hope, who have lost hope of managing themselves and depending on men?
Yeah, being independent, I think, is the best way one would wish to ever have. What advice I would give, or the advice I would give to a woman out there, is they should learn how to work, to be independent. And once you are married, learn to be also, to be someone to provide with your husband.
Bringing something on the table.
Yes, because most of them know that once a man is working and I'm also working, everything is pushed to a man. No. You should share your responsibilities, because once you leave your home and come to join the man's house, you have some things to share. How were you living before you got him? You get?
Yes.
So, and if someone has no Ntandikwa, there's this, it's called what? PDM. Some people have got PDM. They just from getting it, they start to buying clothes, rush to buy to drinking beer, and what? The man is done. The intention of that money is not met. So you find someone who we thought that would get that money to be of help, they still remain stagnant and poor.
Yeah.
So I would really wish them to have mentality of working and saving, not from hand to mouth.
Wow. Very interesting. Thank you so much, Madam Sharita. I know that you have so many names. They call you at UBC Auntie, Sharita, friend, mom, manager, so all those things. Thank you very much for coming for Super Soul Sisters and for squeezing time, because I know you're a very busy person and you have actually helped a lot of us here to achieve many things at UBC. So thank you very much. For those of you who are watching, we are celebrating the month of women, and we thank you so much for always making sure that you view our shows and for supporting UBC. We are going to remind you again about our auditions, which are happening on the 27th and 28th of this very month here at UBC TV premises. So if you're a lady, you're a young girl, you're a young man, and you have a very inspiring story, please come to UBC on 27th and 28th and share your story. You never know where the milestone will take you. I want to thank the production team. Thank you to all the ladies of UBC who managed to come for the show. We appreciate you. We celebrate you. And we thank you so much. 3Oul International, thank you for pushing the agenda of supporting the girl child, Plan International, and all the well-wishers and all those people who have been watching UBC, but above all, you, our viewers. Thank you so much for the support. Remember to watch the show every Wednesday, 9 p.m. I repeat on Friday, 11 a.m. And get us on YouTube to watch all our shows that have been running here on UBC. But also, if you have a very inspiring story you would like to share with us, please come to our UBC premises at the gate. Just give the password of Super Soul Sisters and we shall be right with you. For now, my name is Jamila Luka. Thank you very much. Do have a lovely evening. Bye-bye.